Yeah, thank you very much. And let me start the section 3, panel discussion 1 on work and everyday lifestyles with the CS in 2050. Anyway, I will serve as a moderator, and the panelists I just introduced Professor Paolo Dario from the SSSA, okay, and Professor Gordon Chen from the TU, and Professor Cecilia Rassi from the National University of Singapore, and Hiroshi Ishiguro, the PM from the Osaka University, and Professor Koda Minamikawa from Kyoto University, and Professor Nio Shimpo from Kyoto University. And in the introduction of this international symposium, I just introduced 3 people, 7 projects, and the relationship between the social issues and 7 projects. This time, this panel discussion just focused on the Kyoto-shi, Ishiguro, and Kota Minamizawa, and Umino Shimpo. Related to the social issues of productivity improvement and resilience, productivity, and safety, security, and comfort. And also, I just introduced in the Moonshot Goal 1 that we have the 2 targets. The target 2 says the Cybernetic Avatar life. So, by 2050, we will develop special technologies will allow anyone willing to augment their physical, cognitive, and perceptual capabilities to the top level and spread a new lifestyle that will be welcomed by society by 2050. That means whenever we can expand our human capability, and we can develop our project might be develop these capabilities. After that, what happens in the real world, especially how to work and how to spend the time, or how to do the life, everyday life. So one tips coming from the World Economic Forum, they give us a very important report about the jobs in 2020. At that time, in the pandemic is coming, and in this case, this report says reskilling by 2025 might be very important. Especially by 2025, the time spent on the current tasks at work by humans and machines will be equal 50-50. And also, on average, the companies estimate that around 40% of workers will require reskilling over the 6 months left for it. And also, the average employers expected to offer the reskilling and sometimes upskilling to just over 70% of their employees by 2025. And the next one is also the estimate that by 2025, 85 million jobs, and also the jobs may be displaced by a shift in the division of the labor between humans and the machines. The previous job, the current job, and also acquired 97 million the new kind of jobs emerging that's more adapted to the new divisions of labor. algorithms. So the cybernetic avatar, including the machines and AI algorithms. So sometimes we are thinking about the harmonious relationship between the human using the CA and the other machines. So we should discuss about that. And also, what kind of the people or employees will be required these new kind of the in-demand skills. This report also says that top skills and skill groups which employers see as rising in the prominence in the lead up of the 2025 include groups such as critical thinking and analysis, as well as problem solving and skills in the self-management, such as active learning, resilience, and we are always facing with stress tolerance and flexibility. And also, this report finally says that remote work is very important. The future of the work has already arrived from the large majority of the online white-collar workforce. And 84% of the employers are set to rapidly digitize the working process. And to address the concerning about the productivity and well-being, about 1/3 of the employers expected to also take steps to create a sense of community, connection, and belonging among the employees through the digital tools. And to tackle the well-being challenges posed by the shift to remote work. So that in this discussion that we would like to discuss about two questions about what is the work style and lifestyle you would call a disruptive innovation in 2050. And the next question is what are the main technological and non-technological challenges to be backcasted from the work and the lifestyle in 2050? Or more focus on during the next decade. This one is just our program focus on these points. So, first of all, please present or each panelist will answer the following questions for each. You have some people has a lot of slides, but briefly introduce or answer your question for my questions. The first time, Shimbo-san will, it's okay? From the Shimbo-san, Shimbo-sensei will just focus on the LC implication point. Yes, let's start.
Thank you. Could you change
It works? It does work? Okay. Do you hear my voice? Yeah, thank you. And also, could you change my slide? Before start to answer this question, I'm Fumio. My name is Fumio Shinpo, professor at Keio University. I am a new project manager of Moonshot Goal 1. And so the question is what is work style and lifestyle you call disruptive innovation. So if my expertise is constitutional law, so legal field. So therefore, if our legal system were changed in a disruptive way, we would not be able to live in peace. So therefore, this term is often used in my field. This means in the field of law. So therefore, however, such a change or even paradigm shift must be considered in the research and development of cybernetic avatars. So therefore, today I will display a very challenging topic regarding from the point of the law. So
So, first of all, legally, the notion of a person includes not only natural persons, but also legal entities. For example, company or universities are legal entities. So therefore, since avatars are neither natural persons or nor legal persons, so they have only legal status of just an object, tangible and intangible object. So therefore, unless some legal personality will be assigned to the avatar, its legal status is mere object, which means just seen. So therefore, various aspects of legal issues must be clarified in order to perform legal acts by an avatar to change our work style and lifestyle, which we call disruptive innovation. So therefore, I'd like to try to classify the two aspects of cybernetic avatar. So one is tangible cybernetic avatar. The other is intangible cybernetic avatar. And furthermore, from the point of the legal concept, this concept is a very challenging concept. So from the point of the intangible object, the reason why I'm only focusing on the intangible object means that the tangible object cannot be considered any legal aspect of legal status at this moment in time, because tangible object is just an object and just a thing. So therefore, now I'm trying to start the discussion regarding from the point of the intangible object. This means, for example, computer graphic avatar or any virtual avatar will be intangible object avatar. So there are three perspectives of category. One is how to grant legal personality to agent software. This means that the method which recognizes juridical personality. Juridical personality means it is not natural person, and the juridical personality of the agent software. And secondly, the method which the action of the agent is regarded as an act of legal entity. This means that it is a legal fiction. And some is a method how to refer to the legal status of Roman slaves. This means that in ancient Roman era, human being was treated as a juridical personality. This means that it is not natural person. So therefore, there are several very complicated issues should be discussed in the future from the point of legal concept of electronic agent. So today I'm just starting to discussion with the discussion. In details of this slide, I will publish some papers and stuff like that. Okay, yeah. So maybe this topic and this issue is very challenging, and we have not yet been able to discuss. And also, there is no solution from the point of the legal status of cybernetic avatar. So therefore, from the point of the legal aspect, this rapid innovation will not be expected in the legal field. However, we have to consider from the point of the disruptive way of thinking of a legal status. Thank you.
Yeah. Your answer is related to the second question.
Also, I have prepared the second question.
Yeah. Only related to the future work style in the 2050.
Regarding work style. Yeah. So from the point of the work style, the legal state, we are able to assign any legal personality to cybernetic avatar. We are free from, for example, without assign any such legal personality or legal status, we are not able to use cybernetic avatar in our daily basis. The reason why is that if the avatar doesn't have any ability to make contract or negotiation or any other our daily activities, it's just a tool or toy. So therefore, without considering such status or any other authenticating mechanism, we are not able to use such avatar in our society, future society, as not only the work style will be changed based on such basic notion of the conservation of people.
I wonder, Shimpo Sensei will retire Keio University. After that, still you are working as a lawyer or something in the 2050. And
Well,
yes,
very difficult question. It's on the page. But however, one similar example is I love car, and also Professor Ishiguro loves car. Currently, I'm writing a manual shift.
actually also.
Oh, great.
And Paolo also.
Everyone loves
The
car.
current situation.
Their current situation. So I really love car. So therefore, in the future, we like to, even if the 2050, I like to drive my car. However, I'm not sure whether I'm able to drive car. So therefore, highly automated people with I'm very much expecting to, I'm very much looking forward to not driving, become HAV, highly automated people, because without worrying about my ability, we are able to counterpart by using HAV.
Thank you very much. And so the next is Kota Minamizawa Sensei. Please your answer. We always imagine the 2050. Why?
Yeah, so we also introduced in the previous presentation, so we are now already kind of starting to explore some kind of a work style and lifestyle in the future. So in our kind of local cafe, there's many kind of people with disabilities. Actually, in the as a kind of work style, so they already work in the cafe, but actually it's not just that. So there's many kind of cases is starting to happen that the visitors are coming to the cafe and they really like how the avatars are working. Then sometimes head hunting is happening, so that they try to head hunt the avatars. Then they like to also invite them to their company to work, for example, receptions and the shops, restaurants. So then actually the several pilots in local cafe already have a very kind of futuristic work style that are going to Osaka or on the kind of barber shops to work for 2 hours. Then after that, going to Tokyo restaurant to have a cafe to work for the and in the afternoon. So actually, this kind of the work style, regardless of where you are and where you work, is already starting. So and also not only the work, but also in the after the and the cafe closes. So we are also organizing kind of the play area, like using soccer, using original robots to play soccer, and just attaching the kind of mobility below the avatars. Then they can also play soccer, and also this is sometimes the first time for them to play soccer because they sometimes cannot move their body, but using original, they are not just working, but they are also playing with their friends. And that is already happening. It's just now. Then in our project, we are starting from this kind of people with disabilities, but as also as the professor was mentioned, it's also quite important that how not just make mind support disabled people, but also how we can improve the human and capabilities and abilities. That is also quite important. So then one of our vision for the future is kind of the cybernetic internet of experiences, human experiences, that we can distribute and utilize human skills and experiences together. So this is our kind of recent concept sketch of the museum of experiences. So we are trying to create a new way of reskilling and upskilling that the dimensions that is now very important how our human beings can reskilling ourselves. And also not only the physical abilities, but also cognitive abilities like social interactions and how you communicate with others can be also changed. So then, with various kind of types of cybernetic avatars or experiences that recorded in the cybernetic avatars can be shared, transferred to the users. Then, after getting that kind of various experiences, we can expand our kind of boundary. I think this is the meaning of the perception to the world. So we individual people have our own perception to the world, how we understand the world. But we can expand that kind of thing. Because we originally have different kind of perspectives to the world. And I'm Japanese and born in 1983. That is also quite, we have different quite different kind of perspectives with, for example, the female born in 1940s in, for example, Europe. I think we have very different kind of perspectives, but with experience sharing can make it possible to know each other, understand each other, and also it can expand ourselves. So then the second question about technical and non-technical things to do might be, one is, we have also actually discussed in this week about how we can create a new technology that connecting CA, avatars, and humans more kind of with more fully immersive perception that can actually change and lead our personal goals. So if we just express CA, it's just that. But I think we need to create a technology that actually provides feedback to our bodies, and we ourselves should be changed by that kind of experiences. Maybe not only haptics, but also neural feedback technology and combination of them is needed. And also, I'm really curious about how human brain plasticity of human brain can accept CA as a part of our body. Maybe we might have like a multisensory homunculus of CA in our brain. We have that kind of thing in our brain or our body, but maybe how we can also expand that for CA. And as people mentioned, it's also changing the definition of the self individual. So then how the concept self will be changed with using CA, and also not just the self image, but also social image, how the other people around CA can change the understanding of the identity of CA. That is, I think, a very kind of important thing that when we think about how a CA will be actually in the real society. That is my current kind of consideration about the topic.
Thank you. And so the next, thank you also.
Okay. My answer to the first question. First question is the especially important point is disruptive innovation. Right? So and of course, what kind of a work style and lifestyle you have. for this kind of a society, right? So we can, we can change the current constraint very much, and the people can have a really new life. And then, well, in order to achieve that goal, I think that there are two very important perspectives in the technology. One is, the one operator, operators, the multiple, the avatars, the public, the one operator. So if our operators operate more than 10 avatars, right? So we can increase the productivity very much. And then we need to consider if we have the N operators, so how we can assign the many avatars, M avatars to the N operators. Then, if we can solve this kind of problems, we can increase the productivity more and more. And the second point is to develop the avatars with abilities. So superior to humans, the avatars that surpass humans. This is very, very important. I believe the avatar is another way of human evolution. So, by using the avatar, we can extend our abilities more and more. Probably untapped people may be much better than the normal people, ordinary people. So that is a possibility. That's the power of technology. So, I hope I want to have that kind of challenge. So, and now, one operator is using the avatars simultaneously in field experiments, and we are combining the different types. But here is the same types of the avatars, but I have explained, we are combining the different avatars. And then there is the avatar. My avatar is probably much better than me in the sense of gesture representation. Maybe the abilities of, for example, the intelligence. But if we use avatar always they can access to the cloud computers and probably the avatar knowledge. So that is the our challenge and possibility. And the second question is so what are the main technological and non-technological challenges to be backtracking from the work and lifestyle in 2050? Well, I want to say again, so we need to solve several very, very fundamental issues. So for example, the voice recognition, the voice synthesis, the voice changes technology is very, very important. But still, we don't have a perfect technology for the voice recognition and audition, right? We need to improve more and more. And the same thing happens for the environmental recognition, right? So if we want to keep human level or the ability beyond the humans, we need to improve the technology for environmental recognition. And we need to develop the technology. And in addition to that, and we need to solve this social problem, the ethical issue, right? The impersonation problems or avatar authentication mechanism and securities, right? So these are quite important. So if I use the main avatar, so that avatars are they're working instead of me. So that is that means I'm making my copies and working on many places. Right? So how we can guarantee the avatar for responsibility. Right? So in order to do that, we need to consider this problem, and this is very important.
Thank you very much. So please, Professor Cecilia Watson.
Yeah. So the first question is about the work style lifestyle in 2050. Of course, we are seeing that especially the world of work and jobs is changing dramatically recently. But I'm not sure technology is the only factor. I mean, it is an important factor, but it is not the only one. And when we say technology, we say many, many things. Even in the very first introduction, Hita Sensei explained that machines will be doing our jobs with machines is also very broad, and in many cases you use digitalization. So I think that a key difference is between digitalization, computerization, all that relates to data, and robotics. So I see a lot of computers and machines and maybe artificial intelligence doing a lot of very helpful jobs, very helpful tasks, but I don't see that many robots doing that. So where are the robots? So are we sure that robots are having an impact on the world of work, of jobs? So they had in the past when they were introduced in manufacturing. They also went over human abilities. That's a demonstration. I mean, the robots that we have in factories can produce objects and products that cannot be produced by human workers. So this is exactly the direction, but in many other fields that are not yet there. And so what are the driving factors today for the introduction of machines in the broadest meaning? For companies, the driving forces are, increasing productivity, meaning reducing costs and even reducing the number of human workers because they're probably more expensive. So on the worker side, there is a fear for being replaced, but I think that instead, there are so many jobs where machines should be in place, and robots especially should be in place, and they are not yet there just because the technology is not ready. So my message is that all this dramatic change is driven by technology. So we are having machines replacing humans where machines are able to do their job because the technology is good enough. But there are so many other tasks and jobs where machines are not there just because technology is not ready. There are so many examples of jobs that are dangerous, that are not rewarding for human beings. So in one word, the question was disruptive innovation. I would like to see a robot able to do the domestic chores completely, and of course it is not yet there. Avatars, the approach of avatars and what we are bringing forward in the Moonshot, I think is a possible way. But going to the next question, so what are the challenges? For me, the key word is embodiment. So having bodies, robot bodies that allow them to do the tasks that they still cannot do. So either as autonomous robots or as avatars that are operated by a human brain, still their body should be able to do the tasks that we intend them to go around in the physical world and to do all these tasks and these activities for us. And of course, the biomimetic approach is the one that has been followed by Nishinotoin-dori. Makes a lot of sense because it's in the perspective of giving perception of that presence.
That's it. And the non-technological, the viewpoint.
Yeah, that's also a very good point. As I said, we should really reverse here. We are a person who design machines and can do the machines of the future. So it's also our role to reverse this approach. It should not be technology driven, but should be driven by the real needs of people. So which jobs do we want to see replaced? Which role do we want to see for human beings in the future? So we should leave those roles to humans and build machines that can replace humans in those tasks and jobs that we don't want humans to do. So that's the challenge from, let's say, non-technical point of view. So ensure the acceptability in this perspective, the sustainability in this perspective, so socially, economically. Of course, there is a lot to do on the future economic models they're not more based on the hours worked by people, but economy should be based on something else. Then I think my time is over.
Thank you, Cecilia. Yeah, very interesting response for answer. So, please, Professor Gordon Chan, please give us answer. It didn't work. It works right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So can you bring up the question?
Question.
Thank you. What is the work lifestyle? Working lifestyle for a disruptive innovation? So I couldn't carry my laptop, so I couldn't find this. But I don't know, how many people work 40-hour a week? How many people work? Yeah, that was the question. My question to you, how many people work more than 40 hours a week? 40.
Yes. Almost.
Almost. How many people work more than 80? So I think this concept of working,
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. The 40-hour week work, right, is legally now. Right? In Germany, 40-hour week. Right? But what does that mean? Right? I think this needs to be changed. Right? Productivity should be the metric rather than the number of hours per week. Right? And the way we live our life doesn't need to be rebalanced. Right? And this is why life is very, I keep hearing this anywhere, anytime. I think this is going to be one aspect of this one.
Yes.
Right? And also this, we need to do a big culture change.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Everyone is 40-hour week. Right? If people are productive, economically will work. I talk to many CEOs around the world. They don't really care about labor shortage or anything. They said, if we are productive, right, the labor will come. Productivity will come. Productivity is the key metric. They said, we're going to disrupt some of the work employees, but that will change when you increase productivity. And then you increase employment.
Yes.
Right? Increase economic growth.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So those are what I think that's the lifestyle, work style we need to really disrupt. Like we have 25 or 27 more here.
Okay.
Right? 30 years or whatever. Right? And we need to, this idea of 40-hour week, I don't know when that came. Second revolution, industrial revolution.
The Gordon, in your case, in the 2050s, how many robots or how many 70 hours you will use?
I think
In your case, in your life.
Avatar and autonomous robot, it will take over what it will say. A lot of the dumb jobs that we don't want to do,
Mm-hmm.
we don't need to do. Robot and avatar is going to get smart. Right? My dream is always this one button program.
Okay.
Because one button, the whole can take care of itself. Right? And also this disruption to work. I think that's
Okay, thank you. So,
and we have to change the legal
yes,
issue. And that's legal to do that. What's the other question?
second question.
Okay, so that goes together. Both technical and also, I think what is also needed is education needs to change.
Mm-hmm.
The way we're teaching our children, the way we're teaching university or high school needs to change. Why are we still making kids memorize things? That needs to change. That's what we need to disrupt the whole thing.
Yeah, in 2050s, in the two university that how to manage to the student. So each student personally learning lots of the things. That's why the student has to go to the university. It's a main motivation.
I think the university needs to give a new value to the education.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the school, elementary school, should not be just memorizing a book. You can do that anytime. So the disruption should be that you go there, you gain value that you cannot learn from a book. Also from the internet.
Okay.
So, that's my take on change or disruption.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So the Professor Paul Dyer to give us the answer.
This is fun.
Educating,
after a few years, we see
Yeah.
years that it is fine. But the teaching is very costly. So, in my opinion, it's that considerations. And
first of all, in the Western country, there is not much in Japan, but there is the phenomenon that is called great resignation. It is that million and million of workers just resign. In Italy, only in the last 2 years, about 1 million people left their jobs. We are talking about full-time, permanent jobs. This is, I think, one big question. It requires some answer. Second point is that in order to take out of the box, innovation, disruptive innovation, if it is possible, it is not. I think what we should also consider history with an out-of-the-box vision. This type of social organization, the one we have, so with colleges, with office jobs, industry, agriculture, is the result of an evolution that essentially was formalized in the last century. Even before, nobody went to work by train, working 8 hours a day. So we should not think that what happened in the last century was always like this, will always be like that. So this, I think, is another problem. Thinking that the entire organization of the world, the very same organization, might be another factor is what are called the mega trends. The mega trends are something that I say cannot be stopped. And we have, so for example, demography, aging. In my opinion, there are 3 revolutionary issues that will mark what I call this discontinuity revolution. And those are, one is an energy issue. So energy will not be back to the good old times of energy, of news and energy. The second is COVID example as pandemic will come. In Japan, we always wear masks even before COVID, so you are used to prevent the flu and other infections will come for sure. So this will be, and then the other one is digitalization.
Yes.
This is here to so in my opinion, there will be a discontinuity in the organization of the. So people don't want many people to continue working the old time, especially young. They don't want to have like to do something. And third is having fun or satisfaction. So I think those are the key factors that we should consider. And for example, like finish, if you look at the difference in Europe, it's very important between index 4.0 and 5.0. It was very different. So 4.0 is after 1.0 that is steam, 2.0 that is electricity, 3.0 that is electronics, 4.0 that is the web. 5.0 is not a technology, but is human-centric and planet-centric. Because, especially the young, care about the planet much more than us. So, this will be, in my opinion, the new way in new scenario. And so, we should develop, and I concur with what Shishina said, essentially, by developing whatever it is, automation, robot companions, avatars, whatever you want to call, to help and anthropomorphy. I always dream that we could generate build robots that are like slaves, and that we may not work at all. And they work for us. We take just the satisfaction of the nice part of the work. Yeah. Probably you cannot disrupt. Yeah.
And also, second question or the non-technology?
I answered, technology is to allow
Okay.
Okay. In better scenario than technology, should be designed to do this. So, of course, very well for new technology, but having in mind this scenario, what people like to do. So, for example, for me, what people want to do is craftsmanship and love, cooking, art, joy, finding things that generate wealth, of course, or machine generate wealth.
And even the economists will give us a very abundant and fruitful answer. And so, in this case, the first questions, let's imagine the 2050 the lifestyle. In this case, we have discussed Golden Chain says always we are still keeping for a long time. We have to do the work every day. Or the lifestyle might be just changing, and sometimes Higashi-Shiokoji-cho sometimes expected to the 2050 might be only a few hours a day still work. After that, so we have the 20 hours. So what are you doing, going to do in the 20 hours? Not only the work, but also the in. If you have some ideas to that, you don't know.
Sometimes the family really separate work and work. So that case, it's probably very ambiguous, and the same thing for the education and the work. Right? So we, always we around something, and we are working. So I think it's time to consider about our purpose to survive in this world. Why we are surviving in this world? For eating and sleeping, or earning the money. The money is just their tools. It is not goal. The goal is having more better human relationships and consider about the human self, right? So, and the important concept is we need to constantly work. We need to intentionally work for understanding humans.
I think very good issue have value. what is the value of life in that? I think that it just means, I think we need another measure. Just talking doesn't make sense. But having a clock, telling me how much I need to work doesn't make sense.
No, we don't do it. No, it is not math. Yeah. If you consider the value to work and to survive in this world, we don't need to worry about it.
Okay, and also the power to give us good answers about the near future. Young guys are just focused on the different type of the meaning of the job. But Minanga says you have some idea for the near future. Even though you are not young guys, but you have also the students. Yeah, it's always facing with the people.
Yeah, that's so that the definition of work is completely changed. So I think, especially in Japan, or also we also have a lot of international students, but they are kind of working not because they have to work, but they are working because of their own kind of satisfy their own motivation, or kind of contributing or feeling the agency or feeling the ownership to the society. I think that's very important kind of aspect of the kind of benefit for those who work. Why we work might be because we need some kind of feeling of connection with others. Okay. Actually, in the cafe, this is already happening because the pilots, they are not working because they have to work, but they are working because they like to be connected. So I think also that their work for maybe 2-3 hours a day, maybe we can get more inspiration from that kind of idea of that. How they kind of spend another kind of 20 hours a day. I think in thinking of the serious society, I think we definitely need to define what is work, what is life, what is a job. That's that means changing the definition
Of the jobs.
So yeah, because the job is also in the very famous before in Japan. So once you get the job, you will be continuing working for 40 years, same job. But now it's changing. So many kind of younger generation have 2 or 3 jobs or 3 name cards at the same time. I also have 7 name cards. But that's kind of the way of working, way of connecting the society, not just as a professor with marketing, not just as a professor, but also as kind of social designers or as entrepreneurs, something like that. I think that kind of having several positions, several jobs also helps. It helps to engage because even if one job fails, we can just see another.
And also the Chibo sensei, sometimes let's imagine we have expanded our capability, human capabilities, and we can do that everything. We just try to participate in some new kind of social events. In this case, we always facing some problems coming from social sections. So in this case, you have what kind of environment will be created in Ireland?
Yeah. Before I answer this question, may I say my question? I have one slide which was explained, which is explained. Could you change? It was the fundamental was Roman era. Roman era. So Professor Dario also knows about the Roman era. So Roman citizen was the point of the status of the Roman citizen and the future our society will be a similar situation will come to the regarding from the point of the job and labor. From the point of labor. So, as you know, the word here. Okay, thank you. Here. The word labor. Sorry, from the point of this slide, see, regarding from the point of the Roman era, so in the future, the word labor was originated from Robota. Charismatic wrote his novel, and the word labor itself was originated from Robota. Furthermore, in the future, our status, this means that living and work and engaging in any work and labor. So in our Roman era, a Roman citizen didn't engage in such labor. This means that this slide refers to the fact that the Roman slaves were considered to have no juridical personality. So, but many legal rules existed, and they were allowed to participate in transactions and enter into contracts. So therefore, such the future cybernetic avatar and such electronic devices that voluntarily execute transactions similar to Roman slaves. So I think it will be granted a certain resemblance of legal status of human beings. So, and once the certainty of this technology is guaranteeing a high degree of autonomy and intelligence come to the fore, this will be, I think, it will be a sufficient reason to treat it a legal intermediary rather than the tool. Okay,
I fully agree. I think that I've been thinking about this concept of Roman slaves years or many. But there's another important thing. You know for sure that slaves were not only equal. In fact, many slaves became part of the family. It is not true that they were always exploited with cruelty. Many of them became a really good friend even of the master. And so one could envisage, even for problems, these two different tasks. One task is just to work for obligation, like a real slave, doing the hard work and producing well. And there are economic issues yet discussed because it's not so simple. And then other roles that could be like companions. For example, last night while working, I was watching television. I'm interested in many different things. It was very interesting case of a guy teaching a number of middle-aged ladies to eat, to knit clothes and so on. And I think this was very interesting. It is really a companion, an instructor. You know that in Rome, many educated slaves, many coming from Greece or other, were the teachers of the children of the master. So you could imagine the idea of a companion, of an assistant. So those two kinds of jobs, regulated different. So the Roman monetary producer, the one who really substitute us in and a companion who could be, in fact, our assistant for teaching or doing together things, like craftsmanship. keeping the pleasure of working with us.
I see. Very important point. Yeah, I think that is a part of symbiosis. And symbiosis society.
Keeping the some engagement.
Yeah. The next question regarding that. So, communication and expansion capability and capacity of Cybernetic Avatars. So this is the core issue of the my new research course. You see that. So, in order to realize that life and these avatars, we have to consider ethical, legal, social, and economic implications. So, therefore, without considering such ethical, legal, and social, and economic issues, we are not able to consider the future such a capability of how to use or how to expand our ability. And at the same time, so we have to care for that it is necessary to show how these new issues will be solved by technology. So it means that we now having that this is, for example, one of the typical example is that recently we do not have to worry about, we don't care about spam. But at the first stage of the spam, there were many spam was ending, and we were impressed by such a huge volume of spam. So therefore, at the first stage, so legal, for example, the lawmaker tried to prohibit and restrict the sending the spam unsolicited email. However, there was no solution because even if after the amendment and also the enactment of the new law, we still continue to receive such unsolicited email spam. However, Beijing filter solved the problem. So therefore, I think from the point of such ethical issue, we have to consider from the point of the ethical, legal, social implications, but at the same time, both such health issue and technology solution must be considered.
Are you here for the comment?
I want to go back to the statement that we have to reconsider completely the way salaries are given. So it's not hours work. That's absolutely clear. If you think of the giants, the economic giants today, I don't know, example, please. So where does the revenue come from? It comes from the work of people who are not paid, because it's the people posting, you know. So you put your pictures, you put your costs on that, and this is what represents the source of revenue for the company. So the real workers are not paid. Then there are the workers, of course, they are paid with a more traditional way, probably. And this is true for many other fields. Sometimes when I'm asked, do you think the robots are stealing jobs? I say, it's me, it's myself. I'm stealing a lot of jobs every day because there are so many things that we have to do ourselves. So we fly and we, of course, we book online, and then the check-in is done by ourselves online or with a machine. So if there is no more a person paid for doing my boarding pass. And this is true when I go to refuel my car. I have to do it myself. And in many shops, you just do your bill yourself. You scan your products. So this is also another job. So in one day, I do many jobs in addition to my own. So I'm paid for my own, but not for the others. So that's something that we should reconsider completely. And so in this scenario, I think the robots can have a very important role because they can do these jobs.
Thank you very much. Yes, and also this cybernetic infrastructure, we always assume the cyber physical space. So in terms of the jobs, which space might be increasing the number of the jobs, or new kind of jobs. Almost people say that cyberspace might be more generates more lots of the jobs. But please tell me your opinion. Still continue to keep real world jobs, or finally almost the young guys will try to find out or create the new jobs in the cyberspace or the cyber physical space. Remember you have some ideas?
Yes. So there's several kinds of jobs or something in the kind of metaverse virtual world already. Like now, actually, there's avatars which is kind of training the people or guiding the people in the virtual spaces. So, and also the kind of architect for the virtual world is also starting to work. But I think, in my personal kind of understanding, as technically in States, it's very important to connect it with the physical world. So it's also an option to all the social activities will be held in the virtual world. It is also described in some kind of science fiction, but I still believe that the human kind of this kind of physical world or nature world is also still important for human beings. So then combination of both worlds are the new way of working. Then so for example, in the cafe, we are actually now setting up the virtual cafe in parallel with the physical cafe. So then I think the pilots can work both in the virtual world and the physical world simultaneously. So they can communicate with the visitors in the virtual world, and also they can also start the coffee in the physical world. That kind of parallel world working is starting to be realized.
Walk through between the real world and the physical world.
Physical world.
Cyber world.
Because in the concept of metaverse, I think that real world, physical world is also one layer of the metaverse.
Right.
Yeah. We should have a multiple layer of the world, like one world on the ground, and also we should have several cyber worlds that we can live, we can work simultaneously, and we will have different communities in each kind of in each world.
You will develop the new kind of cybernetic avatars.
So that is kind of maybe in that point, the cybernetic avatar could be a connecting medium to because there's a layer of the world, but one person, myself, should be existing several worlds, including the physical world. Then cybernetic avatar could be a medium that connects several worlds each other to also we can combine our memories and behaviors we receive from everyone.
Maybe harmoniously.
That could be a new way of life. A new way of spending life in multiple kind of disciplines.
Oh, thank you. The Higashi, the real world.
I think the communication services is going to be more important. Right? So if we consider why we are working, why we want to have activity in society, we want to have a more tight connection with other people. Right? So that is a very important thing for us. And for the physical task, I think we can use the robots, right? We can replace the physical task with the robots. But the communication services is it's quite fundamental in human society. So by using avatars, we can enhance the communication services more and more. So look at the current situation, consulting in the my feeling is that we are, going forward to be more straightforward, the human connection, try to establish the human connection through our daily process, right? So, and we are facing to our the goals of the humans. So that is my feeling, and then probably we can have more better, we can have more better relationships with other people, and we can explore the human possibilities in the other.
Thank you. Bola, you have some comments?
I think there's something we may have done that when we work, we're trying to create will.
You just focus on the real world, the cyber world.
I think it's both. I think it's when you need to take into account both. Like we physically live in the real world. We cannot discard that. Until we can upload our brain into the better world, right? Then we have to work in the real world. And robots and humans will have to be harmoniously working together and create something more productive. And I think Paolo and I were just having a chat. It's, why do we work? We work to create wealth, right? To create wealth for ourselves and create wealth for others, right? And this imbalance in the world now was creating a lot of the difficulty. So I think this style changes. We're not going to be able to change it by making robots. But I think any policy change, political change, will be the one that government change.
Thank you very much. And the power, the time is approaching for the goals this discussion. So very interesting. We summarize.
So you want to summarize?
I also, but your feeling might be.
So I think that anyhow, frankly speaking, I really do believe that Robert Avatars will be crucial in the coming phases of wherever that we go. But having machines that can do beautiful work, that can help us different ways, will be crucial. So I'm a strong believer in the role of robotics and this technology. So I'm very optimistic. Then, of course, how to organize, what to make of these tools will depend on a number of factors. Some of them are unpredictable, that will make a trend. Nobody will move on to move out of the you may remember when the person of the computer was introduced, it became usable only when the web was created, and so on. So we are developing the enabling technologies for many different things with the responsibility because we should understand those value and the consequences of positive or negative of what we are doing.
Okay. So almost the time of watching, and so everyone has 3 to sum up. You can do that within 1 minute. 1 minute, okay? Within 1 minute. Or I just summarize all the things. Or you can comment the final comment. Yeah. From the work and the lifestyle, while the pandemic of coronavirus, we have to endure to stay at home and to have to change our way of life. However, we were able to realize that we can change our life and lifestyle. So therefore, I think the pandemic was not good at for ourselves, but from the point of such using of teleconference or emerging technology or
the change in our society will be achieved by our notion and concept. So therefore, in the future, I would like to change our life by cybernetic.
After studying Moonshot project as a project manager, I actually found that this Moonshot project is not as simple as Moonshot because moon is there. Everyone find the moon and everyone understand the moon is there, but actually we found that we cannot see the moon, but we need to create a moon actually. So this kind of is really kind of very opportunity for me that so that we consider about what is moon, so based on what we have achieved in the past 1 or 2 years. So it's kind of with constructing several kind of the technologies and trying with actual users and observing how the people are changing with the very kind of current technologies. So then I think it's time to start redesigning the moon. And I got really kind of inspired for this discussion and also that I get to also start thinking about the concepts. Thank you very much.
Well, I think in 2011, 10 or 11, we got a kind of boom of avatars. You remember the Miro Garage and some other companies were building the very simple avatar, this combination of a TV conference and mobile platforms. But we couldn't, the society couldn't accept that kind of avatar, right? But well, after the COVID, we changed their mind very much. Right? The companies and maybe any kind of organization could accept the remote work. Right? Then now we have a big chance to deliver the avatar technologies in this world, and then we have a big chance to change this world again by using the robot technology, computer graphics, AI technology, the avatar.
Okay. So, my summary is let's focus on the role of human beings in the future human beings. So, as Higashi was saying, evolved thanks to technology, integrating technology, their evolution. I like this idea. Let's focus on this role and let's build our robots to do all the rest, that we don't want human beings to do. But of course, we have also to understand and define how to distribute the wealth that is generated by the robot work. So, we have to rethink the economic models very much, including as we start the real work and be paid for our work.
To sum up, I think it will be wonderful. I think the world in 2050 will change our entire lifestyle, both in work and everyday life. But I think CA will not be the sole solution. It will help a lot. I think will say it's the whole full solution. But I think it's going to be a combination of CA, robot, and human. And we have to start.
How it does it? Okay. Very much. So everyone has time has come. So let me sum up briefly sum up. And in order to create the leading results in the future, especially the 2050, we have to think about what define about the kind of the companionship between the human and the cybernetic avatar. We always think that sometimes the people suggesting about the social acceptance should be our social acceptance. We will create a new types of the environment, but sometimes this environment, sometimes historically, we have some ideas from the Asian countries, Asian from and Asian league is also give us a lot of hints. And Paolo says that philosophy is very important. I think so. The philosophy includes not only the art, but also the many kind of current subjects. So that we have to combine all of the academia or all of the engineer and including and combine these new kind of meeting projects for the next generation of people. Thank you very much for your kind attention and everyone, audience, thank you very much.